There was been people who have had various allegations against them and committed actual criminal offences and stuff. They've been allowed back into the Met because people don't want to be police officers. They're struggling to recruit.
Yeah, but like if it's a case of recruiting no one or recruiting a criminal, like surely you'd go down the route of no one and trying to find someone, or like try and go through other avenues, like market the job in a better way. Like we've all seen the adverts for joining the army. Like, you know, I was born in Carlisle, but I was made in the army. You know, that kind, like, just, I don't know, like advertise the fucking.
If you make me start talking about people in the army, the whole conversation's gonna go left.
No, I know, but do you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is like find other avenues.
They put the British Army, for anyone that's not from Britain, put a lot of money into the marketing because it does look cool. It looks like an appealing job to do. Do you know what I mean? Whereas the police job is not marketed in that way.
Yeah, but like, I just think,
and the money's crap.
Yeah, well, that's probably half the reason why people don't want to do it.
Terrible money. Yeah.
You know, like why would I go out there and deal with people that I don't want to have altercations with when I could sit at home on my laptop and earn double the money?
There's also a problem of, because of the interaction that they gave you when you were a kid and the interactions they gave me when I was a kid.
Then you suddenly have that.
They struggle to recruit people. Say again, using the black example, come from the council estate. They struggle to recruit people from the environment that they're policing.
Yeah.
So, on my estate, there's no police officers that's from there. So when they come to the estate and there's a group of 20 kids chilling on the estate, just chilling, standing there, kicking the ball about, they can't spot which of these are holding drugs, which of these are holding weapons, which of these are uni students minding their own business. They all look the same to them. Do you know what I mean? They can't tell them apart. Do you know what I mean? And they can't tell who's from the roads and who's not, whatever. And that's why you need people that's around, that's from the environment, being able to spot it. And that's one of the reasons that Man Them run, because if we're all just chilling on the estate, every police officer that comes that's like a white middle class police officer from Lincolnshire, that's not even from London, they just see us all as criminals. I think he's got a hood on, he's got a hat, he's got a do-rag on, any of these like cultural stereotypes. I used to wear do-rag all the time, but I used to have waves in my hair and I had to wear a do-rag to keep them fresh. Do you know what I mean? Some of my friends got their hair braided. That's part of our culture. It doesn't make you...
Yeah, but I get what you're trying to say, but it's also difficult to, like, you know, if you saw me walking down the street, you would probably think, oh, this guy's safe, like, he can't harm anyone. But what if, like, you know, there was another world where I was a criminal? Like, that's a stereotype, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean? If there was another world where you were a criminal, what do you mean by that?
Because I'm using myself as an example. I don't want to say that I'm a criminal because I'm not. But like, what I was trying to point out was like, you know, if I was to, or if a police officer saw a group of like 20 black kids, like the example you gave, and then, you know, they're wearing a do-rag, whatever, they look as in like from what we, I don't know, I guess, stereotype from movies or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the point I was going to make. If I see you walking down the street, I have no idea if you're a criminal or not.
Yeah.
So what we see in movies, I don't know how many people are not aware of this, but movies are not in fact documentaries.
Yeah.
So that's not real. The police are supposed to have more information than just movies.
Yeah.
You would expect that you might have these racial, cultural biases in your brain now as Dom, but you would expect that when you went into Hendon and done your 6-month training, that you would come out with better information. You wouldn't expect to be walking down the street with the same information you've got now. You should know what you're looking at, or like I said, you should be, if they hire people, because what you said wasn't, I don't think that's an argument in your favour. That's an argument in my, that's my argument. If they hire people from where we're from, then people will know. I know when I'm walking down the street, I know, when I was driving around with I could spot who was selling drugs and who wasn't miles away. Miles away. Remember when we were in King's Cross and I spotted, do you know what I mean? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And me and him were in King's Cross and we hadn't even got to the McDonald's yet, and I saw a guy with a dog and I said, I don't like the look of that guy. About 25 minutes later, he started kicking off. I can spot it from a mile away because I'm from here. Do you know what I mean? But if they don't hire people, and in fact, Dom said, nah, he looks all right. Do you know what I mean? Nah, he looks all right. You were wrong.
No, I don't think I said that.
Not like I'm saying, you were actually wrong the other way. Rather than you racially stereotyping the guy, you went the other way. You thought, nah, I don't see any problem.
Yeah,
but
like,
so like it can go. I'm saying it can go both ways. Of I think this guy's a criminal when he's not, or I think this guy's safe and he's not.
And I think that was like the point that I was trying to get across is like the fact that it could go either way. Like they could think that you're a good guy, and then they've messed up, and
Yeah.
now you've gone ahead and
But
killed
if you
someone.
were going to
or-
be in the police force, you have to get rid of all your biases.
Yeah.
You have to try
Yeah,
as best as possible. You're coming to a council estate, which is where we live. When you come to I've got to take you to my estate one day because I feel like you need to experience it. But there's nothing happening. There's nothing to be scared
Okay.
of. It's just we live in flats. We don't have a garden.
yeah.
So we kick a ball about in front of the block. We could just be standing there talking about whatever we're talking about, just kicking the ball back and forth. Just chip, but we don't have it. There's nowhere to go. So people are like, it's not like in an area where people have gardens and have loads of stuff to do and they're chilling on the street. You think, why are they chilling on the street? When we're chilling on the street, we're not chilling on the street. We're in front of the house. My house is literally here. It looks like we're chilling on the street, but my estate is in an enclosed cul-de-sac environment. Do you know what I mean? And we live in blocks. I'm sitting at the bottom of my block, unless you want me to kick the ball in the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's not that suspicious. This is the equivalent of us sitting in a garden.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
think it's probably the stereotype. Like, I know you were saying they need to get rid of their biases, but it's probably the stereotype of being in a council estate and just assuming that more crime takes place there, or like that's not more crime takes place there, but like I don't know, it's more of a dangerous environment than, you know, walking in Richmond Park or something, you know?
Sure.
Like that's probably like the assumption that they make. But like, I get your point. They should be trained.
That's a fair assumption, but there's still ways you go about it.
Yeah,
for example, you have to have a credible reason to stop and search someone.
Yeah,
they can't just stop and search someone for no reason. And just being young and black and sitting in your garden is not a good enough reason. Otherwise, we're going to get stopped and searched every day.
Yeah.
So it's what we're supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? And then if you stop and search these people, and you create a bad environment for these people, they're not going to want to join your police force. And then it's going to be a perpetuating cycle of never getting people that's from the environment. And they're going to constantly pick the wrong people. Someone like Beth's brother could not see the difference between... I'm trying to think of like who's a black person that's really chill. Like Daniel Kaluuya. Do you know Daniel Kaluuya?
Yeah.
He couldn't see the difference in someone like a Daniel Kaluuya and someone like... Do you know the rapper like Nines?
No.
What black rappers do you know? Like
Well,
UK rappers. I'm testing you now. My bad.
I don't know, just 50 Cent?
Fair enough.
Go 50 Cent.
Fair enough.
I was just trying to think of
it's
like...
fine. I was trying to think of UK people, but it still works out the same. He couldn't see the difference between Daniel Kaluuya and 50 Cent. To him,
What, saying they're the same people?
they're the same people. And that sounds ridiculous, but if he walks up to an estate and there's 50 Cents with all the tattoos and we're still got old school 50 Cent, not now. But like with the tattoos and all this kind of stuff. And then there's 5 Daniel Kaluyas, well educated, well spoken. He couldn't see the difference.
Right,
all he could see was there's a group of black men.
Yeah.
And that's that. Do you know what I mean? So like even for like if we use people we know, you can see a different I don't know, could you see a difference between characters of the man that we play football with?
Yeah,
Who's like the louder guys? Who's the more chill guys?
You're one, the louder guys. Ant is chill. Ant is super chill.
So they come to the estate. Anthony's perfect. My boy Anthony's white. They would come to the estate when we were younger and see me and 10 me's, 10 Anthony's, and just throw us all in the van.
Just everyone.
Everyone.
But why are they? No, but why are they? What's
That's what I'm
causing
saying.
them to throw you in the van though? Like,
bro, obviously they're going to come and try and stop and search us. Someone like Anthony, who's chill and not committing any crime, might be like, bruv, why are you trying to stop and search? No, I don't want you to stop and search. You have no reasonable cause to stop and search. So then it becomes an argument. And then once it becomes an argument and their ego gets hurt, you go in the van. Now everyone's in the van.
I don't know. That just baffles me. I just like.
So that's not an effective way.
Like
you're going to turn people like Anthony who are cool against you.
But it just feels like they're almost searching for, like, just to cause drama for the sake of it.
That's how it feels to us.
Yeah, but that's what it sounds like, just from how you've explained it. It doesn't sound like there's any, you know what, we've heard that there's something going on in this area, you guys fit the description, we're just going to have to stop and search. Like,
honestly,
it doesn't feel like there's any reason in there. It's just like, oh, fuck it. We see a bunch of kids outside on the estate.
Bro,
they look like they're aggressive.
The recruiting is really, really poor. The
training
is really, really poor. The recruitment process is poor. Like, it's crazy. Do you know how much stuff a police officer has to do wrong to get kicked off the force? It's mad.
What?
Like,
apparently rape
12 people, but that's as far as it goes.
Yeah,
like, you can have endless complaints against you and you'll stay on the force. That Wayne Cousins guy that killed Sarah Everard had like 5 previous sexual assault allegations. He's still on the force. Like, it's terrible. Who wants to do... The man that we know that the police officer, I look at them and I'm like, bruv, why do you want to do this job? Like, why...
And if you're in danger, you're supposed to feel like I always have the police there to call, but
He's dead.
it's they're not going to be there on time probably. Like, it depends on the scope of the emergency.
But it depends on the,
Are
it
you
depends on
about
the
to get
postcode.
shot?
Depends on the
And the
postcode.
postcode, yeah, true.
It's a complete postcode lottery.
Yeah,
If you get stabbed in your area, you're like much more likely to survive than if you get stabbed in London.
yeah.
If you get stabbed in London on a Friday or Saturday night, you're probably dead. You want to try and get stabbed on a Tuesday if you're going to get stabbed.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't find me out on Friday and Saturday nights.
I hate going out on Friday or Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? My boy was stabbed and killed
Yeah.
after the
Yeah,
Wales
yeah.
game. Like, it's a mess. So